Welcome to Kindred, hosted by me, Kate, and my sister, Jen. In this podcast, we explore our human relationship to animals and nature. The abrupt human disconnect created by the pandemic, like for many of us, turned my world and business, Otis and Rue dog collars, upside down. But it also emphasized the critical need in myself and others to reconnect to animals and nature for our overall well-being.
Join us every week as we interview scientists, conservationists, animal advocates, authors, and many others.
In connecting to our world, we also connect to compassion, empathy, and understanding. How can we see ourselves as not separate from animals and nature, but as a part of an active ecosystem? Welcome to Kindred. Thanks for joining us today. How are you, Jenny?
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. I am good.
Yeah.
It's another beautiful day here, and I'm just staring out the window at birds flying around and fountains bubbling, and yeah, it's good.
I will say we've had a little loss in the family. Some friends. Your mother-in-law passed away. I'm sorry about that. She was a really lovely, kind, warm, welcoming woman to me. So shout out to the furniture lady. We loved her. And then a friend from England passed away this morning. It's just, it's sort of been a couple days, hasn't it?
Yeah. Just a little bit of altering perspective. But that's a good thing to have sometimes.
For sure. And it's nice that it's a beautiful, sunny, warm day. But, you just listen to things. The birds mean a little bit more, don't they? Just, that stuff it means a lot. So, So today we are talking to Sterling Trap King Davis, who travels the Atlanta and surrounding areas, trapping, neutering, and returning feral cats through his business, Humane Cat Solutions. He's for sure a unicorn in disguise, and we can't wait for you guys to hear the conversation we had with him. It was really incredible, and he's just got a lot of love, and he's just really connected to his authentic self and his heart. And it was just a really fun and funny and heartwarming chat with him.
What he's doing is amazing work, but the fact that he is just the heart-centered, grounded, lovely human that he is was like the cherry on top.
Yeah,
so, yeah,
absolutely,
really lovely.
Yes, he's doing amazing work.
Yeah,
to really, he's doing good stuff. But first, a couple highlights. First one is an account I follow on Instagram, and actually Sterling works with them, called Smush Official. So check Smush out on Instagram. That's a story that's really close to my heart because Smush was born outside, a little tiny feral kitten that came in with a cleft palate to whatever local, vet they had there. And it's a very similar story to my cat Marcus, who you can actually also follow on Instagram at Marcus_Rue, who was his sister. R.I.P. Ruru. But he came in, he was super sick. I think he had that pain leukopenia. I mean, he just was like, she had to hand feed him, syringe feed him for a long time, same as Marcus. And this little cat just has just such spirit and is so cute. So check them out. And then the other one's a little bit different. It's a dog and cat rescue out of Colorado. And I'm very partial to them, probably really because of their name. They're called the Dumb Friend League, Dumb Friends League. And they also, not just dogs, they feature a lot of cats too. And I think Dumb Friends League might be the best name for an organization I've ever heard. It just makes me giggle every time. I think just because lovingly, often I'll call my animals dum-dums or whatever it is. I don't know. We're all dum-dums. So they're super cute. This is just a couple highlights for you guys to check out on Instagram. Now back to the Trap King. Sterling is working to help control the cat colonies through TNR, and where he humanely traps cats and then he spays them and then he holds them. Sorry, he spays and neuters and then he holds them and then releases them or returns them. I think he uses return, which I really think just is he's taking them back to where he found them, putting them back into their environment in their colony. He's also working to change stereotypes of cats in the white, black, and brown communities through a lot of different ways. And he tells us about those. He is obviously on Instagram. You can find everything you need about him, his websites, his Patreon, all that at the _original_ Trap King to see what he's up to, including his children's book called Marvin Trap King for a Day. So, like I said, he's a unicorn.
Barely in disguise.
Not at all in disguise. He's a shining beacon of light for the cat community and now for Kindred.
Right.
So
absolutely.
Thank you. And his name's Sterling. So he's pretty much solid silver, solid precious metal.
Precious metal. There you go.
All right, let's meet the Trap King. Welcome to Kindred. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Could you introduce yourself, please, sir?
Sure. My name is Sterling Trap King Davis. Coined myself Trap King from my nonprofit, King Humane Cat Solutions. And I do TNR, Trap Neuter Return, out of Atlanta, Georgia.
Sweet. That's a lot of stuff. You are a busy, busy man. We're so excited that you have decided to give us some time today. So thank you so much for that. Really excited to have you here. So I just wanted to dig right into this conversation, starting with a bit of your story. Last week when you and I talked about the role cats played for you as a child and how they helped you as a little guy. This is such a critical part of your story and all of our stories, because I believe that for many of us, as we grow, we lose our deep innate connection to animals. It's literally taught or shamed out of us, it feels like, but somehow you didn't lose that. Talk to us about your connection to cats as a boy and what they meant to you.
You know, it's crazy because typically guys, aren't supposed to be into cats. I grew up in an area and around family members that was like, no to cats. So I couldn't have cats come inside. So I would always be outside with the strays and playing with them and trying to feed them. And it was special to me because I grew up in a rough area. I work out of Detroit and I travel all over the country now, but in Detroit I grew up in a rough area. I was abused as a young child. Like I suffered a lot of abuse, like death, drugs, alcohol, abuse. All of these things were common growing up. So the cats for me was like an escape. And it was, I felt like we had a connection because I would see them. I would see other young kids try to throw rocks and stuff at them. I would get mad at them. And I would always feel like, wow, these cats, they don't have a voice. They don't have nobody to speak for them. And I felt that way in my situation as far as abuse. I didn't want to go home. I knew this guy was going to be hitting my mom. He was going to hit me. So I didn't want to be in the house. So it was like the street lights and using the restroom was my enemy. I wanted to stay outside with the cats, escape that reality. So it's definitely a strong connection. I feel like they rescued me. They helped me. And now I'm returning the favor. So I love my kitties.
Oh, that's really incredible. Yeah. I feel like animals and cats in this case, they can just be such a comfort and such a safe place to be. I think that was, maybe lucky you had that out or that connection. But the fact that you saw that and you were able to carry that through your life is really unique to me, actually, especially from what you just said from your background.
It's helped me. It's helped me. I think, even now teaching the compassion at a young age is so important. I think it makes for better adults. So having the cats around and understanding that at a young age, I think really, really changed my life, really.
Yeah. And just supported your, able that part of you that, as a child, you're born with this stuff. I think we all are. And you were able to nurture and love something, in this case, cats, that was like an underdog too. And you saw other kids abusing them, and must have been a real connection for you to have that with them.
Oh yeah. And I used to get mad at the other little kids too. And when I saw them messing with cats, like, get away from that cat, even the squirrels, everything,
Right.
Little boys could be so mischievous. Like, they get into all types of stuff. So they out making slingshots, trying to hit the squirrels and the cats. And I was the one kid over there, like, no, stop, leave them alone. Slingshot you.
That is unique though, too, that you didn't shut down that connection to your compassion, that you actually, I think more often than not, kids who deal with abuse or difficult things, they shut themselves off from that. And the fact that you actually were like, you stepped into that is pretty unique, that you didn't just decide, you know what, I'm so miserable, I'm going to throw rocks at these cats like everyone else, and that'll make me feel better. I feel like that's a real testament to your character, because I don't think a lot of people would be able to keep that open. No, seriously, I think that's really amazing.
Thank you. That means a lot, because I've never been one to have to follow the crowd. I've definitely always been my own guy. A lot of my friends have always called me the weird one. So
in all the best ways, it sounds like.
I mean, I take it as a compliment regardless. I'm gonna be me. I'm gonna love my cats, and I'm gonna do what I do. So
yeah, and I think here in my world, in our world, you're the normal one. You're the one it's for real. I mean, should be, and hope, this is the goal, is to get back to, people like you, and that we can help, kids to not have to go to abusing animals, and they can, so yeah, that's amazing. The story of how we are grown, like we're talking about, leads to the reality of how we operate as adults, and a lot of fear and insecurity and shame experienced in childhood and brought into adulthood leads to issues like hypermasculinity. Talk to us about how you are working in your communities to educate and create room for healing and change among children and adults.
Yeah, so I do a lot of what I do, and a lot of my point, the reason I even got started and stuck with cat rescue is I wanted to get more men engaged. When I got involved, I didn't see a lot of men engaged in cat rescue. Like I said, me growing up and liking cats, I was always considered the weird one. Mm-hmm. Why do you have a cat? Guys should have a dog. And I thought that was just in my circle for the most part. Like, I was the weird one. I didn't know it was worldwide that this is like really a crazy thing for guys to have cats. And then even with dating, I've gone on dates, and the date goes nice, and she, we go back to my place, and then she saw my cat. At the time when I was living in my apartment, I had a cat named Rick James, and she, she come in and she see Rick James, and she like, that's it. I can't do it. Like, yeah. First, the nails was one thing, and now you got these cats. Like, nope, can't do it. I'm out of here. So I want to break a lot of those stereotypes. One of my favorite saying is, you don't lose cool points for compassion. Mm-hmm. And I actually was talking about this in a post on Instagram the other day then I said, you don't lose cool points for compassion. You don't lose cool points or masculinity for compassion. And in the post, I talked a lot about, like I said, my nails, me painting my nails. I've had parents reach out to me, and it wasn't even about cats. It'll be because the mom does rescue and she follows me, and her son saw me and he wanted to paint his nails, but he's terrified, or he tried it and he went to school and they pick on him. Mm-hmm. And so I try to get out. I try to get out and show people, like, you can express yourself. It's crazy how the world can teach women, tell women that, hey, you can't be strong or confident. And then you teach men that you can't be sensitive or express yourself in certain ways. Mm-hmm. So I do a lot with hypermasculinity and just building that building that bond, letting people know that as a guy, as a man, you can do this. It's okay. Like, it's not, you can do something selfless. You can volunteer and you can get out here and help some of these ladies. Cause it's what I do is, and I'm happy that it's one of the environments that's dominated by women. That's real dope to me. So, but I want to get these guys out here to help too. Like, it's okay if you get out, pet some cats, take some purrs. Like, it's okay. He's still a guy. Don't worry, your masculinity isn't gonna fall off. You can have some cats.
It won't fall off.
Exactly.
I love that, and I love that you keep talking about compassion too, because I think when before we had kids, when I got married, my husband didn't grow up with pets of any sort, and I just had to work for a long time to try to convince him that this was going to be a good thing for our children, because I really do believe that kids who grow up with animals are more compassionate adults. And I feel like it's so vital to learn that young, even if it's just you have to feed it, you have to take it outside, you have to play with, just like, oh, there is a world outside my own nose, beyond my own nose. I think that's real important.
100%.
Yeah. I have a children's book, actually, a children's TNR book. It's called Marvin, Trap King for a Day. And before the pandemic, I was traveling a lot and I would visit schools. I visit a lot of schools to read the book, teach kids about TNR, but mainly compassion, because, young kids, it's only so far I can go into TNR before they like, well, what do you mean reproducing? Or what do you,
it gets tricky.
And I'm like, okay, that part of the conversation is for mom and dad.
Yeah.
But I want to teach them just compassion, more than anything, compassion for animals. Because like you said, I think it makes for better adults. And in these times, wow, we need some compassionate adults. So
for real.
I try to get out and do that. I think the book, and visiting schools before the pandemic, I think that helped out a lot. And I've been doing some virtually too. I actually have a couple book readings and stuff with some children virtually coming up, but I can't wait to get back out. I'm vaccinated, and so I'm about to be back out soon.
Nice.
Sweet. Because you're going to schools and taking the cats with you and talking to the little ones, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
And even Girl Scout troops as well. I've been working with a lot of Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts. I've been working trying to get a TNR badge. The Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts, everything they do is about community. It's outdoors. It completely works with TNR. So I've been trying to work on getting a TNR badge. So I've gone and visited and read to some troops, some Girl Scout and Boy Scout troops as well. And funny story, I went to one troop. The last troop I went to, Girl Scout, we built houses, like winter houses, outdoor winter houses for the cats. And I read the book to them, and I'm talking and I'm going through my thing. And this one time I didn't bring Demeter with me. I usually have Demeter with me. And one of the young girls stood up, and right while I was talking and reading the book, she just stood up, raised her hand and stood up and was like, so did you really not bring Demeter, Joe? I was like, wow, like, forget me, like you.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
She was so disgusted. Like, I can't believe you did not bring Demeter, Joe, and you just got to sit here and talk. Like, it's just you today?
Oh my gosh, that's so cute. That's so cute. Oh, kids out of the mouth of babes, right?
Right. Gotta love them.
But what we were just saying before leads me to touch on diversity in animal welfare, and changing the stereotypes, like crazy cat lady, men are dogs and women are cats, and how they're the only ones caring for cats, etc. I mean, you are not the norm, but to me, the goal is that you become the norm, and that it's not just middle-aged white women caring for cats and trapping and neuter and releasing the TNR like you're doing, but creating this, you're creating so much, you're generating so much positivity and showing that you can be the norm. But how can this story change?
I think, and I am working on it. A lot of the reason I got started is because I saw the disconnect. There was such a divide. There's such a gap between animal rescue community and the Black community.
Right.
And, seeing that because when I first started, I worked for a county shelter. out of Atlanta for 5 years before I actually went out on my own.
Oh, wow.
And when I was the community cat coordinator for DeKalb County out in Atlanta for 5 years. So I trained and worked with them before I went out on my own. But when I first started training and I would go out, it was nothing but women, amazing women that trained me. And we would go out, and after so many weeks of going out, they teaching me about TNR, about bait, traps, how to do this. And I finally just like addressed the elephant in the room, like, hey,
yeah,
where's all the dudes and where are all the black people at? Like
Right.
every week it's just like, this is weird. Like, what's going on? And they'll be like, you're it. Like,
Yeah.
we can't get no men. We can't get black and brown people to come out. They think we crazy. So for me, it was like, wow, because, for something like TNR, this has been going on before I was born. People think I made this up. Like, people think that I started TNR. And I'm like,
Right.
women been doing this before I was born. Like, so for something to be so big and important, but still be not known as much was just wild to me. So I really wanted to focus on getting different demographics engaged, because that's more help for the cats.
Mm-hmm.
See, I would see a lot of the main woman, Nikki Blair, that trained me. I saw her battle compassion fatigue and burnout. Like, she couldn't take it. And it comes from not having the help that you need. So you think how many black and brown communities that don't know what TNR is, they're not helping, they probably working against. Because when I was doing the community cat coordinator position, a lot of my volunteers would get ran out of neighborhoods.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll get this colony, and then these two colonies right here, which probably are predominantly black or brown communities, they're getting ran out. They're getting harassed, ran out of there. So I wanted to make her cool. Like, they'll call her a witch. That crazy lady up the street got all them cats. She's a witch.
Yeah.
I'm like, what do you mean she's a witch? What are you talking about? Like, she probably paying money out of her pocket to help clean up this community. She's not a witch. She's not crazy.
100%.
And that's why I say trap king and trap queen. So I wanted to show people that, hey, she's not a crazy cat lady. We're getting rid of that stereotype. She's a compassionate, cool trap queen. When you see her, you should high five her. You should help her. She might need help with some traps or some food. Help her out, because she's doing something good. So I've been working with that. I've gone to different cities just to help, just to take rescuers in certain neighborhoods. In Philadelphia, about 2 years ago, I went to Philadelphia because a woman was trying to feed a colony and was robbed. She was beat up and robbed, trying to feed a colony. So I took her back to that neighborhood, and we rectified that situation. So
Nice. Good for you. Wow.
Thank you. A lot of times it's miscommunication, not understanding. So I just try to bridge that gap. A lot of what I do is to bridge that gap, get more men and black and brown communities aware and involved, and shine a light on the women that's been doing this forever. Like, it's been amazing. Like, it's so many amazing women. I use the word trap king, but it's because I take pride in what I do, not because I'm the greatest to ever do it. I've seen some women older than me hopping up trees, looking at me like, you gonna get up here and get this cat or what? And I'm like, oh my God, like, how are you? Like, I done had some women training me and told me, you need to toughen up, Sterling. I'm like, I'm sorry, man. Like, y'all are the real deal out here. So I want to highlight that.
Yeah, that's incredible. That's incredible. Oh my gosh, what a great story. Yeah. Yeah. So take us through, like, TNR, like, what's, you were talking about where and how you were trapping. Take us through, like, a normal 24 hours with in your life with the girls out in the roving trap mobile.
It's never normal, but
Right.
like, you normally 24 hours in the period, because I'll trap I'll typically, before the pandemic, I was much busier because the clinics were open, vets were available. Now it's slowed down a little bit, but typically I'll probably be waking up around 7 a.m, because the night before, so I'll probably sit up, trap all night, and then I'll drive to Atlanta Humane, park in their parking lot because I'm in my RV, so I can chill and sleep there. So as soon as they open up, I'm there for intake. So I'll take my kitties in for intake. around 7:30 at Atlanta Humane, and then I'll go out, do whatever I got to do, run some errands, and I'll be back to pick the cats up after surgery around 3 o'clock. And sometimes earlier, they'll give me a call, and I'll go pick the cats up. And usually I keep them with me to heal. Males, I try to let heal for about 24 hours. Females, because the surgery is a little more extensive, 48 hours. And then I return them back to their colony.
Yeah.
Now I will have a lot of situations where I'm out, and the whole day is spent just educating or preparing for the TNR. Because when I go in a neighborhood, I want to speak with the HOAs. I want to speak with the apartment complex management. I even want to do demonstrations and show them exactly what I'm doing. That's another thing that Demita, who you just saw, was trained to do. She was trained to, I'll go in front of an HOA, do my presentation, and Demita will walk in the trap and show them how the trap works, that it doesn't hurt the cat. So I've had so many people say, okay, does it smash? Will it smash their head? Will it smash their tail? And I'm like, no, it's a man trap. They won't get hurt.
It's not like a mouse trap, which, like that kind of thing.
That's probably a huge part of it. Yeah, you have to educate them that you actually are doing this in a compassionate way again. Yeah, that's smart. That's really smart.
I had to learn. I learned the hard way, because when I first got started, I wasn't as informative as I was. Like, I was just hopping out the van with my traps ready to go. And it's like, that's not cool. You don't want to do that, especially in my case. I've been in some neighborhoods and I'm out 2:00 in the morning. Yeah. You see some bald black guy, bald tattooed black guy on your block, and he out here saying he just for the cats. He's like, yeah, right. Sure you are. So you want to inform the community first. You want to educate people so they know what you're about to do and they're on board with it. And it's important too, because of feeders. You want to make sure that the feeders are working with hand in hand with you, because if you out trying to catch some cats and the colony feeders are still feeding, then they won't respond to the food in your trap. So you just, and I've had that situation happen a lot where, I'll call, I'll go out, I set the traps a few days and I'm peeking around the corner. I'll have my iPad set up somewhere and recording a situation, and I'll see these cats, they just sitting on top of the trap. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm like, what in the world are they doing? And so I would tell the people, like, hey, somebody's feeding these cats. And they like, no, I don't, what you talking about? What you talking about? I'm like, trust, somebody's feeding these cats. So you got to get on board with the feeders. I've had so many situations like that where the husband will call me and say, hey, come trap these cats. And the wife is secretly feeding the cat.
Right.
So it'll be hard, but you gotta get your feeders on board. And a lot of times I'll donate food. I donate a ton of food to colony feeders because they are friends. So,
Yeah. Well, I know that you came from the music business, and maybe you still are in the music business, but music to trapping seems like such a big leap, but it feels like you were born to do this. I mean, this is like clearly your love and your passion, and it's just it's so inspiring.
It's, what's funny about it is I've been into music and done music my whole life, and I would, if you would have asked me younger at a young age, if you would ask anybody that know me, Sterling is probably going to do music no matter what. And, for better or worse, rich or poor, he's going to probably be doing music. So it's amazing how I feel like now being in music and being comfortable on stage or speaking, it was to deliver this message. It wasn't necessarily music. And I do love music, but now I do cat raps here and there from time to time. I do some cat raps and stuff. And I think it's a fun way to get people engaged and aware. Yeah. But it does seem like music, the military, I was in the Navy, I served in the Navy. So music, the military, public speaking, all of these things, I feel like was just coming together to get me here. And this is where I'm supposed to be. So yeah, I love it. But it was a wild transition from music to cat rescue. Like, it was all my friends was like, wow, Sterling is going crazy. Like, he about to go broke. This dude said he gonna leave a music tour to rescue cats. Like, that makes no sense at all. Before I started doing cat rescue, I had a 7-bedroom house. Now I live out of my vehicle.
Wow.
Yeah. That's incredible.
The sacrifices you make, right?
Yeah, but I love it though.
But you're following your heart.
Yeah, I like I told a lot of my buddies, like, I'm not torturing myself here. Like, I love this. And from being on the road on music tours, I'm used to living on the road. And then in the military, you live out of your sea bag. So this isn't torture for me. I like the minimalist lifestyle. If somebody gave me a house, I'd probably be like, I'm still gonna hang out in this RV and ride around this. I'll just hang out here. I like this a little better. So I it's not torture. I love it. And that's what's more important than anything, is being happy with what you do. It was so much politics and music, and everything is money, fame. Like, being in doing what I'm doing now is something that's bigger than me. I feel like I'm having a real impact. I don't have any children. Well, not any two-legged children, but,
right.
But this is my legacy. This is what I want to leave behind. I want to have a positive impact on every living creature's path that I cross. And that's what I'm trying to do. Like, and I'm happy to be doing it.
Well, we're happy you're doing it too.
For sure.
And that's just, it's moving, and it is the people of the world. We say this all the time, that are the Trap Kings, and everybody who's dedicating their life to this work is just so amazing to me. It's so, and for you, hopefully to be the, you're not the norm, helping people see that you can be the norm. I just think that's all around helping everybody. I mean, it's we were talking about cats, it's just, but this is across the board, just so important.
And I feel like I've always felt like, even like you say, all across the board, I've always felt like things like comedy, music, animals, it brings people together.
Yeah.
Like, no matter what color, race, religion, whatever you are, if you see a cute puppy or a cute kitten, that is what everybody's going to like it. It's not going to be like, I'm this race, so I don't like it. No, we will come together and pet a cat or a dog. We'll come together and have a laugh. Like, so I think comedy and rescue brings people together. And that's something that I want to promote too. A lot of people see me put emphasis on Black and brown communities in TNR. And it's not because I'm only focused on that. It's because, like in the military, we learned you only as strong as your weakest link. And Black and brown communities are the weakest link in cat rescue. But I don't want to just make it seem like, oh, just Black people, we the only ones supposed to be trapping. No, it's not like that. I want people to see us all come together and do this together. And I think by doing that, the unity and the selflessness in rescue, if we can affect the world with that,
sure.
we can spread some of that to everywhere in the world.
To everything, right.
To everything.
Right.
Wow, I think we'd be a lot better. So,
well, and I think that's the thing, is if you find common ground with people, it is what makes the conversation make sense, that we all can work together here. Like, there's room for everyone. Like, it doesn't just have to be old white ladies. Let's get everybody, and because that makes the white ladies better too. Like, when we have that connection to diversity, it makes us, like whatever you said about that weakest link, it makes us all stronger and builds us all up. And that's for sure a conversation that our world needs right now.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I think, like you said too, it helps our cat ladies, our trap queens, because you hear so much within the rescue community that is catty. They talk about each other, do da 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 da. But the issue is that it's help needed. If you put one of anything in one area and they're the only ones, it'll be the same way. So it's not like just the ladies are catty. It's just that it's only the ladies doing all of this, and it's hurting them. If you had a bunch of guys just doing one thing, then it'd be a bunch of peeing contests, and they'd be catty. So it's the lack of help that that causes the compassion fatigue and burnout. So we gotta step it up and help our ladies. But they're not crazy. They're not crazy cat ladies. We are gonna debunk that. We are gonna get rid of that.
Yay!
I love that.
That's
I love
awesome.
that. But thinking that too, like, so how can we help our, for us and our listeners, how can we help our local colonies and trappers, TNR people? So
one of the things I would say is find and know your local TNR rescue group, animal shelter. Just get involved. Find out who they are, have their number, and you could go in there. A lot of these places, you don't even know that you could go in there and probably borrow a trap and do some TNR, and they would probably love for you to do it because they need help. And then I gotta shout out Tito's Vodka, Care, and Raruva, who are all my sponsors who helped me with a lot of my crazy cat rescue adventures. So there's no record set for the most cats rescued or TNR'd in a 24-hour period by an individual. I intend to set that record. Tomahawk traps, we've gotten 300 tomahawk drop traps. I have Care, Raruva is providing a bunch of food for bait. Atlanta Humane and various clinics and vets and cat rescues throughout Atlanta is involved. It's going to be like a big party, but I'm literally from 12 to 12, a 24-hour period. I'm going to set 300 traps throughout Atlanta with the goal to set a record. And I'm doing that because I want to raise awareness about TNR. And I'm hoping because guys are so competitive and macho with it. I want to tell these guys, you beat the king, break my record. Every kitten season, I want to see go out there and beat the king. Whoever do it, every year somebody beat the king. I'm coming to your city. I'm gonna put a crown on your head. I'm donating tons of food from Raruva and money, and I'm gonna highlight you. That's what I want. I'm hoping that this is a fun way to get more people engaged, especially guys. Like I said, y'all want to be competitive. Come beat the king.
Right, exactly.
Very clever.
So where else can we find you? Like, tell us all the places to find you, your socials, all the good stuff.
Oh yeah. I'm the main thing I'm probably on is Facebook and Instagram. My Facebook is I have a Sterling Davis, just me account. And then there's a King Humane Cat Solutions Facebook account. It's gonna be cats on both of those pages either way it goes. It's not like the Sterling page isn't much different from the Trap King. And then I have the Instagram. It's D_original_Trap King. So Instagram, Facebook, probably every cat group, like I'm in a million cat groups on Facebook in various cities. You could definitely, if you got a cat group in your city, I might be somewhere in it. You can find me there. But the website also, trapkinghumane.org. And that's a way to keep up with all the crazy stuff I got going on, because it doesn't stop. I'm on my way to Florida now to do some stuff with Smush.
Right.
Y'all know Smush? Okay,
I do.
Yeah, Smush. Shannon, Smush mom, Shannon Jackson is like, that's my girl. I love her to death.
That's amazing.
We're working on a campaign right now called Same Team, #Same Team. Y'all probably see that a lot. And the whole thing is about unity amongst rescue, like arguing, fighting. We want to end it. Let's all work together. So that's something that me and Smush are working on. And I'll be visiting Cole and Marmalade. Shout out to Chris Poole. We about to do some trapping together. And yeah, that's me. I'm everywhere, y'all.
You're everywhere.
Website and Instagram. Y'all can keep up with my crazy adventures because I'm constantly moving.
Literally the busiest man in the cat world, hands down. So, well, Sterling, thank you so much for joining us today. This has been an absolute pleasure. It's so fun. Good luck with everything. We're following you. We're there every step of the way. Your stories, your Instagram, your Facebook, your website, all of that. You are doing incredible work. And thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, y'all.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the answer.
Lots of love.
Love is the answer.
Love is the answer. Yep.
Thanks so much.
Hey guys, I wanted to tell you a little bit about Otis and Rue dog collars. We design and produce high quality, small batch dog collars with adorable matching keychains and super cute dog bandanas. We use new ribbon, vintage ribbon, and 100% cotton and wool fabrics. Our styles are one of a kind, and we always design with 3 priorities in mind: quality, style, and comfort. And don't forget, we give you a free matching keychain with your dog collar so you can always match your pup. We are passionate about giving back to our animal community, so with every purchase, we give a portion of proceeds to animals in need. We care deeply about the organizations we support, and we will always keep you up to date on who they are. Go to our website, otisandrue.com, and check out our merch and help support our favorites. That's otisandroo.com. otisandrue.com, where we design to create connection. All right, guys, time for the takeaway. So what do you got, Miss Sister?
So just before I say my actual points, I wanted to say that I just keep being struck by what a rare and marvelous human Sterling is.
Yeah.
And just the way he's lived his life is from young is just very unusual, I think. And so when he was talking first about as a kid being in his home and that he loved cats and home wasn't the safest place, he didn't really want to be there. And it occurred to me so quickly that from a young age, he was a voice for the voiceless, and he was a champion for these stray cats.
Yeah.
And he was, because of his love and connection to them, he was willing to be looked on as weird by other kids. And he was willing to stand up and say, don't throw rocks at them. And he didn't care at all. And that so his compassion gave birth to courage at a young age. And the fact that he, like you, I think, said in the episode, he never lost that connection,
right,
is so rare, I feel like, from little to be able to do that is just not normal.
Well, and it's so true. And he's just able, I think he's found solace and safety amongst the cats, and he related to them because home was dangerous and scary. And as long as he could stay, that was like his little crew. That was his family. That's when he made connections. And I think he was able to, there in a very safe space, nurture his empathy, nurture his compassion. I love that part too. That was incredible. So it just is, I don't think I've ever really met anybody who was really that connected throughout their entire life. Yeah, that's what I said to him. How did you not lose that?
Yeah.
And that's something that I think kind of bleeds into a lot of other conversations that we're having in this podcast. And where along the way as children did we lose that?
And then the other main points for me that I love about who Sterling is as an individual is that a huge part of his mission is to get men more engaged in this, to get the Black and brown communities more engaged, to educate and say, you guys can do this too, and that to sort of like throw down the gauntlet, like, come on, get involved. But by including them and not like just lecturing them. Right. And that's really very important to him. Because what he said, all of the people that he was dealing with are middle-aged white women. Right. And he has the utmost respect for them. He's not saying what they do is bad and wrong, but
trying to educate what that actually means. They're not crazy cat ladies.
No. If we have these common loves like cats that can actually break down those other barriers and give us the courage, maybe where we wouldn't have it otherwise, to just interact with somebody that feels other or different, that he's saying, let's do this. And you're going to both benefit. Everyone's going to benefit.
Yep.
You and the cats.
Both
and then we make the world a better place. So that to me is like,
and that's that three-legged stool again.
Exactly.
The Black and brown community, the white community, and the cat community. We will all benefit. Because he said you are only as strong as your weakest link.
Yeah. That's he said from the military.
Right.
Yeah.
And that is true. And that's a new kind of discussion that me as a white person is kind of coming to as well. Is like, if all communities are strong, then we are all stronger for that.
Right. We build each other up by our actions. And that's really, I think, what we want to do. 100%. We just don't know how sometimes. So,
and he's doing it in this sort of niche, sort of this little micro
Yeah.
This little sort of micro ecosystem here, which again, it's if all of these pockets keep doing what Sterling's doing, and then he becomes the norm.
Yeah.
Like we were saying, like that's what really hit me is like, he's normal to me, and let's get it so this is the norm for all of us, which I think is important.
And I hear what you're saying, but I don't think he's the norm right now. I think he's the goal.
No, I don't. No, I'm not saying I want him to become the norm.
Right.
He's not the norm, but he's the goal to be the norm.
The standard.
He's normal.
Right.
He's normal in my world because I see him as a human who's doing this work and his history. And I just see him in this one way. And so to me, I'm like, well, yeah, you're the normal one who's saying, hey, everybody, stop torturing cats.
Right.
Like, these are the sweet, nice things. That's what I hope he can then become the norm.
The standard, I think. Like, and like, I feel like that. I want to be more like Sterling. Like, after listening to him, it's like, I want to live more like that.
Yep.
Like, just everything that he does is for his passion and purpose and mission. Mm-hmm. And that's a lovely way to live.
All right, guys, thank you so much for listening. An incredible interview. We had so much fun with Sterling Trap King Davis. So yeah, you can find everything you need through his Instagram as the Trap King, his website, his Patreon. Support him, follow him. And like he said, like if there's anything you guys want to get involved with, the TNR, Trap Neuter, I say Trap Neuter Release. Yeah. You can find these communities in your own backyard. And if there's anything you want to contribute to or learn more or help with, I know these organizations would take any helpful hand. So thanks, guys. Lots of love.
Bye.
Bye. Kindred is hosted by me and my sister, Jen. Produced by Kat Gaddy and myself. Sound production and editing by Dan Cooper. Original music by Ellie Grace, and our Kindred artwork was created by Lindsay Coffin. Please subscribe, rate, and review wherever you listen to podcasts. And feel free to contact us through our website, kindredpodcast.co, where you can also find all our links to our socials and Patreon page.